What's going on YouTube? Griffin here with Country Slickers. We're making another quick video today. I was talking to a buddy of mine today and he brought up an interesting point. So I'm going for my first oil change on our 2023 Ford F150 Tremor. And I have about 1,500 kilometers on the odometer. So I got into an interesting conversation with a buddy today who asked me why I was doing that. This has always been common practice for me on a new vehicle, whether it's a side-by-side, a dirt bike, or a new truck. Not that I've had that many new trucks, but for me, the reason to always do this is two reasons. So one, you're removing all the imperfections that are initially there from the factory. So whenever you get a product that's made, in a factory that has an assembly line production, you're going to get little metal shavings, you're going to get little metal filaments, you're going to get little dirt and dust, oil contamination that's going to be inside that motor from the build process. Now obviously if somebody dropped a screw in there or a gasket or something that is a massive particle, that's going to cause a detrimental failure on the motor. However, on a microscopic level, you have all these little fine fragments that are moving around your engine. That is the first contamination that you get to your oil just from the build, the initial build on the vehicle. The second big reason is when you look at the edges on a fine mass-produced engine block, piston surface, mating surface, cylinder jug, the internals throughout your oil pan, even throughout your oil filter. There's lots and lots of little razor edges on a microscopic level. That all gets shaved down as that piston goes and works through its cycle on a new motor. It goes whenever you have your expansion and contraction due to the heat cycles on a new engine. Things are going to change, things are going to brush off, things are going to score, and it scores in such a way that you get the proper surfaces on that engine and how that engine's going to seat together at the end of the day. Those fines have to go somewhere, those fine particulates. In my head, it makes sense that it goes into the oils. So it's always been common practice for me to do an early oil change as soon as you get a break-in done on the vehicle, after you've had a few good heat cycles through it, after you've put a couple tanks of gas through it, just to eliminate all of that particulate, make sure that your motor is running clean, your motor is running healthy, and that's going to ensure the longevity of that motor. So there's about 1,500K on the truck. We're going to go ahead, we're going to change this oil, and I'm going to do my best to show you guys exactly what I'm talking about. We're even going to run it through a really fine screen, and I'll see if I can get that debris to show up on camera for you guys. So I'm not going to film the oil changing process. It's an F-150. There's a billion videos out there on how to do it, but I am going to show you guys what we pull out of this brand new motor and why you should be doing this oil change right away as opposed to waiting the 6,000 or 7,000 plus kilometers that the dealerships recommend that you go into your first oil change at. So without any more to it, we're going to get to this, do the change, go from there. All right, you guys can see we got our nice clean oil pan. So for all the haters out there, no, this was not a dirty oil pan to begin with. Nice and clean, fully wiped out, rock and roll. So anything that does come out of that motor, you guys are gonna see it in here. Guys, so we did the, all right, you guys, so we got the oil change done. I had to run quickly and get ready for work, so I gotta head out soon, but wanted to show you guys the difference. Now that we've done the oil change, I just moved the truck out, and I have just a regular kitchen filter, and then we're just gonna use, because the main oil filter should catch most of the particulate that comes out of the oil, we are gonna put just a quick piece of paper towel on top, just like so. So it's gonna go just like that, and then filter through. So we'll see what kind of fines we get out of this. And I'm just gonna pour the oil nice and slow from one pan to another. So that's the oil that came out of my truck. This is the other pan that we're gonna put this into. So I'm just gonna set it up just like so and pour it in. Nothing too magical, but we'll see what comes out of that. Let's see what comes out of the truck after 1,500 kilometers. So I'll just go nice and slow here. Try to do this without making a mess, no guarantees. All right, you guys, so I don't know how well you guys can see this, but on here, you guys can see some of those fines right in here, as well as inside the bottom of our pan, which you guys saw was completely wiped out. See all of those metal debris bits? You can see a bunch of them there. And then there's a bunch on the spout where I was pouring from. See all those? So that was in our brand new motor. So it's not bad. Obviously the oil filter picked up a lot of that. But you know what? At the end of the day, on a truck that you're planning on keeping for a while, not a bad idea to, you know, to get that first oil change done early and get all those little particles out, so that you can, you know, you don't have to worry about that going around and scoring your motor. Obviously, it doesn't hurt for the mating surfaces to break in a little bit, but that initial kind of 1000K, 1500 kilometers, I would get that stuff out. I know for me anyways, on a newer vehicle, that makes me feel, that makes me feel better. So for what it's worth, that's it. That's our very first oil change on a 2023 F-150 from the factory. Again, I don't think it's bad. I don't think it's anything unusual. I just think on a mass-produced vehicle, there's going to be that that element of having some filter issues on there. So take that for what it's worth, you guys. If you enjoyed the video, think about subscribing. Typically, we don't do a lot of installs and tech talk on this channel, but we try to involve the important stuff. So thanks for watching, you guys, and as always, we'll see you on the next video.